Jeremy visualizing, focusing as the 32nd board is just seconds from going sideways. Carmichael, he starts to rev it up as round 7 of the EA Sports Supercross is about to get underway. Carmichael and McGrath, great starts. They hit the line at the same time. Carmichael gets the SFX.com Whole Shot Award and comes out in the lead, and the 4-stroke of Tim Ferry, number 15, and Jeremy McGrath in 3rd. What does this look like?
Just like Indy, the exact same thing. What a recovery by McGrath. It looked like he got a bad start. He came out smelling like a rose.
Carmichael, Ferry, McGrath, Lusk, Roncada, and Heath Voss.
How about this? Ferry is all over Ricky. He's not saying, yeah, I'm in second, I'm ahead of Jeremy, I'm right with Ricky, this is good. He's going after him.
Here comes Ferry. 4 bike lengths in back of Carmichael. Takes the inside route. Carmichael gets a good swing off that berm.
Yeah, it was a little bit faster line, but it was smart for Ferry to protect the inside from McGrath back there and also not to follow Ricky.
Lots of good racing ahead now. Ricky going through those whoops like it was...
feet off the pegs, just on the edge.
A bar-to-bar battle now. Ferry and McGrath for second. McGrath knows he has to get in front of Ferry quicker. And Ferry, he had a foot off the peg and bounced hard as Jeremy McGrath moves into second place. Now let's see if Jeremy can pour it on, David.
This was the mistake in Indy. Jeremy could not get around Ferry quick enough. Ferry didn't hold him up. It was just somebody between himself and Carmichael. Now he's got number 4 up there. He can focus on this guy and run him down. He's got to. He can't afford to let Ricky get any more confidence than he already had.
Jeremy taking a few days off during the break to clear his head, he said. Had the feeling he was thinking a little bit too much. Wasn't letting it flow naturally. Came back with a great attitude.
Yeah, he's very relaxed, You're right. I think he went snowboarding a little bit. He had some time to think. He's never had a challenger like Carmichael, so it's new for him.
A 1.4-second deficit is all for McGrath. There's Tim Ferry and Ezra Lusk right behind him.
Well, there's Ezra's right there. He's closing in on Ferry. Those guys all got down that straightaway, jumping the triple in the middle. That's critical to get down that straightaway fast.
Ezra looking for his second podium in a row after 3rd place at Indianapolis.
Yeah, the ruts Davey talked about right before the start are going to get worse in this 20-lap main. They're going to get terrible, as a matter of fact, in places all the way down to the plywood. These guys are going to have to really be sharp about changing their line about halfway through this race so they can still jump the key jumps and not lose time.
You've seen McGrath's helmet, the black with the number 3 in memory of Dale Earnhardt. Well, our leader also has a token as far as a memory of Dale. He's got a small number 3 sticker on the back of that helmet.
These guys are going through this whoop so much faster than they did in the heat race earlier. The intensity is ridiculous right now. These guys they're all riding so fast. I've watched racing for years, and I don't see any place they could make up any time.
There's our leader, Ricky Carmichael. What a shot that is. Let's go down to Davey Combs.
Well, you guys know that Ricky Carmichael was the 4-time national motocross champion. Jeremy McGrath with 7 Supercross wins. This is the same problem that Jeremy had in San Diego. This is a motocross track. Jeremy doesn't really ride that much, and certainly on the West Coast, you don't get this kind of dirt. This is playing right into Carmichael's hands. Jeremy's going to have a hard time tonight if he's going to keep Carmichael in sight.
Now, Ricky always thought that his first 250 win would be here in Atlanta because it's always been one of his favorite tracks. It wasn't his first 250 podium last year, but it was one of his most significant because he felt that after that 3rd place finish in Atlanta last year, he told us, David Bailey, that now I know I'm doing the right things to win a 250 race. And by golly, he turns right around and wins Daytona the very next week.
Yeah, he's definitely not leaving anything to chance. You know, his preparation during the week, his schedule of training and riding, it's all coming together. And you know, if he hadn't won all those outdoor titles, we've talked about this before, but it's important because everything starts to change when you get into a points lead, especially when McGrath's the guy breathing down your neck, and Ricky knows how to handle that. It's been outdoors and not against Jeremy, but it's still the same thing.
Look at the race. McGrath is passing a lapper, but the race is on for third. Ferry and Lusk. Lusk has made the pass.
Not that far away from McGrath either.
Meanwhile, Carmichael looks for his very first Atlanta 250 win. 7. And of course, 1998, he had a perfect season in 125s where he won again here in Atlanta.
Well, right now, he's got to ride flawless because McGrath is keeping pace with him. Look at LaRocco and Moncada going at it.
And LaRocco started in 12th position, is now up to 7th, looking to pass Roncada. He does. Passes him for 6th place. So once again, LaRocco on the move after a so-so or poor start.
You know LaRocco's going to come to the pack. All you got to do is put a camera on him. We had a little bit of a look like Tortelli. I just took my eyes off the screen for a second, was looking down at the track. Tortelli and Ferry got together right before the mechanics area. Ferry can't get the bike started.
And they were battling 4th and 5th, and Ferry trying to restart that 4-stroke as we take a look at our leader, Ricky Carmichael. Carmichael just plugging along. Now, it looked like that Jeremy McGrath was picking up some time, but now he's losing some time. An interval of 3.5 seconds on the last lap. Ricky has kicked it up.
The mistake Jeremy made was right here. He wasn't able to do that double jump. He had to roll that, and that was it. Now, if he can make that time back up, it'll tell us if he's got a little something left for Ricky at the end of this main event. So far, Ricky's been flawless.
Here's Jeremy, looking as strong as ever. It's just that Carmichael looks faster.
Actually, they're like dead even. I mean, it's tenths of a second, 2/10 of a second. These guys are swaying back and forth each lap, and then that last lap, Jeremy couldn't do that double, made the mistake. And against Ricky, if he keeps riding like this, Art, you just don't get it back.
We're at the halfway point of the race, David.
Yeah, I don't care how good you are. 7 titles or not, Ricky is on right now.
Boy, what a far cry from 1999 when Ricky had to go to the LCQ. You remember he had that real bad crash in qualifying.
No, he had a couple here. Uh-oh,
There's Tortelli. They're looking at the front wheel.
Oh, he was having a great run, too.
LaRocco has moved up to 4th, passing Roncada as we take a look at Jeremy McGrath.
This is the corner where Jeremy was approaching, where Ferry and Tortelli got together. Look at the pipe smashed all the way in against the frame. So that thing's just making no horsepower. It's probably cracked if it's bent that far.
Let's check in with Davey.
Well, what happened when you looked up, Sebastian Tortelli did get together with Tim Ferry. Ferry was kind of throwing that roadblock up. He was riding fast, but Tortelli made a pretty aggressive move. As you can see, the result of his bike, he smashed his pipe. Sebastian's night started out really well, but as you can see, it's going to end right here on a tough block.
There you can see the disappointment in his face, David.
Yeah, that's just, the guy doesn't want to have to start thinking about the outdoors, but that's what's happening now. He's going, I'll just use the rest of this Supercross series to hopefully gear up for next year a little bit and to really be strong to handle and try to get around Ricky and win the championship outdoors.
Sebastian Tortelli, a former 125 and 250 GP motocross world champion.
Look how fast Ricky he explodes out of corners. The clutch has become so important for these guys. They just pull it in a little bit. It gives the bike, it builds the RPMs, and when they let it out, it's an explosion of power. Ricky is using the clutch when he lands off a jump. The power of the bike is not enough for him. He needs it even more.
Just past Michael Byrne in 15th place. Ricky Carmichael, look at there, the Honda stopwatch.
Not as much time gained this lap on McGrath, but still a comfortable enough lead. Ricky just went around this corner, and he's got 3 lapped riders right in front of him.
Jeremy trying desperately to pick up some time. Oh, another miscalculation by McGrath. Right now, RC is ruling out in front. He got his first pro win here in Atlanta at a 125. Now he's looking for a 250 victory. Where Ricky Carmichael, he's always said he loves this red clay of Georgia. He's got a 4.9 second lead on Jeremy McGrath. Carmichael is looking for his 4th consecutive victory. If he takes the checkered flag here tonight, he'll tie the Kawasaki record for wins in a season with Jeff Emig and Jeff Ward.
He's just got to ride smart here. I mean, his pace seems to be okay. He's holding off McGrath, but little mistakes down the stretch. You let Jeremy get any closer than this, the crowd gets into it, and it's a whole new ball game. So Ricky's got to jump all the major obstacles and make really good decisions from here on out through the lap riders.
Needs mistake-free riding because McGrath now has moved it to 4.5-second deficit, a little bit inching up. Here's number 1, the defending champion.
That double right there, Art, is killing him. It's just killing him. That's the 3rd time I've seen him come up short there. And it doesn't look that bad, but it is, because Ricky's jumping it every time, and his momentum around the corner is a little bit better.
McGrath's shirt tail flapping in the breeze. The battle really is behind him. Ezra Lusk and Mike LaRocco, and they're gunning for the top Honda spot.
And Lusk is going to have some company here in a minute. He's going over the finish line jump right there. Here comes LaRocco. That's not a good thing to have in your rear view.
And the local fans here in Georgia, of course, they want Ezra to stay out in front.
Well, they better start making some noise now.
Yes.
Mike catches you so fast. There's Jeremy trying to stay clear of the ruts over the triple there. This is the section where he's approaching, where he's been making a mistake. He's taken the far right side of the whoops, where Ricky's over on the left. See if he can get this double done. Nope. And he's just losing it. It's not bad. He's losing just a little bit of time there every lap. I don't think he's comfortable going out to the outside and using the left side of that straightaway. You're committed once you go out there, and maybe he just doesn't like the ruts. He's like willing to give up a little bit of time there to make it up everywhere else.
Here's Carmichael. Can he become the first guy on a green bike to win 4 in a row?
Lapping Steve Lamson. Yeah, you can see that interval hasn't changed much. I mean, like I said before, 0.2 of a second. That's all these guys really fluctuate unless there's a major mistake. And Ricky and Jeremy just don't make those.
We alluded earlier to how difficult it is to win 4 of these races in a row. Well, only 5 guys in the history of Supercross have done it. Of course, Jeremy McGrath has done it numerous times, 7 times. But you have Ellis in 75, Hanna in 78, Bradshaw in 92. Don't forget RJ, Rick Johnson in 88. So Ricky Carmichael would be joining some unbelievable company.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of number 4 in the years to come. As soon as Jeremy decides to retire, who the heck is going to stay with him? I mean, Jeremy is the only. Imagine Ricky not in the picture right now. Jeremy would have a, almost a 40-point lead over LaRocco, and that might be bigger than he's ever had over the rest of the field. But Carmichael just picked this year to really turn it up.
He's still riding so fast.
I like what Davey was talking about, though. This does take on a lot more of an out. Look how deep those berms are. And these whoops aren't the typical, really difficult whoops that take a lot of technique to get through. It's sort of a bonsai deal. All the ruts, the soft, sticky soil, it is in the favor of Carmichael right now, but Jeremy can't let that get to him. I mean, it's the same track for everybody. You got to go out there and race it. Not let Ricky know that every time the track has a certain kind of dirt that Jeremy's just going to throw in the towel.
Carmichael takes the white flag. Final lap for Ricky Carmichael. He will have led 81 laps in, what are we at? 7 races now?
Pretty impressive. I'll tell you what, if you look just coming out of the tunnel, that's just to the left of the screen there, McGrath, not that far behind. So it's, even if you lose, you still want to let the guy that wins know, hey, I'm right there. One mistake.
Lusk and LaRocco bang after that. But Ricky Carmichael has turned the tables on McGrath. Last year, McGrath won his 4th straight race here in Atlanta. He led all 80 laps of those 4 races. This time around, Ricky Carmichael is looking for his 4th consecutive victory. Be smart. A 4-second lead he has on his board. If you want to get technical, it's actually a 4.444.
Look at the flashbulbs. The crowd is going nuts. They're on their feet for a lot of different reasons, but mainly Lusk is trying to hold off LaRocco in the last turn.
The checkers for number 4, Ricky Carmichael. Look at there. Number 11, Ezra Lusk in front. Barely edging out Mike LaRocco for third. Jeremy McGrath, of course, sandwiched between Carmichael and Lusk, taking second place once again.